In the summer of 2013, a young woman named Katie and her father decided to go camping at one of their favorite campgrounds in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. The parking lot was packed with cars, and they're like, shoot, I wish we'd called ahead a couple weeks ago and reserved a site. But they went to the front desk and they were like, you're in luck, we have one available, but it's the one that's way over there. It was this one campsite that was kind of isolated from the rest of the campground. It was far away from the bathhouse, it was far away from where you go swimming, and it was far away from the parking lot. Once they got there, they began setting up their respective tents, and they get their coolers set up, and they have all their stuff kind of the way they want it. They go out hiking for the rest of the day. When they come back, they fall asleep, and nothing of note occurs over that first night. The next day they get up, they go hiking all day all over again, and they come back that night, and they go to bed. And this night, something of note would happen. At about 3 a.m., Katie wakes up and she hears footsteps walking towards the campsite from a little ways off. And she's thinking, it's gotta be my father because he's diabetic and every night he gets up to go to the bathroom maybe 3-4 times. But she realizes the bathhouse is over here, not over here. So what is he doing walking towards the campsite from this side? The footsteps come out of the tree line and they stop about 2-3 meters outside of Katie's tent. Now there were no windows on Katie's backpack tent and there was no illumination out, so you can't even pick up a silhouette. She can only hear them. And she hears the footsteps again, but instead of walking around her tent to her father's tent, this person walks right up against her tent. And they clearly begin leaning over her little tiny tent because she can hear them breathing right above her. And this is when she realizes, that's not my dad. It was a warm night that night, so she was sleeping with her tent unzipped and her legs poking out the end. She musters the courage to begin slowly retracting her legs back inside of her tent. The person walked to the base of her tent and came to a stop right outside where the opening to the tent is. And so she's sitting there thinking, please don't come in here, please don't come in here, please don't come in here. And even though her feet are pulled up into her tent, she suddenly feels something pinch her foot and she knows it's a hand. And she stifles a scream and she starts shaking uncontrollably because her instincts are telling her, don't let this person know you're awake. This person stands back up again, turn around and walk over to their cooler and their table and some other things that were out. And she hears some rummaging going on. And then this person just kind of walks off into the distance. And so she just lays there. And then eventually she does fall asleep because she wakes up again when she hears her father unzipping his tent and she charges out to meet him. He says, were you outside your tent last night at about 2-3 in the morning? And she starts telling him, no, this is what happened to me. He looks behind her at the picnic table and she turns around and any item that was in the cooler or in their backpacks has been stacked in a pyramid formation on this table. And they notice this track of footprints. And so that instant, they packed everything up, got in their car and they left. The father felt horribly guilty because he clearly heard this person but didn't leave his tent. And his daughter was clearly in danger. And so this has been completely traumatizing for them and they just don't talk about it anymore.